Greetings, YouTube, especially you Android users. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this, then it's after midnight. By the time it hits my channel, you'll be doing better. As you can see at the top of the screen, the 33.3.1, all those decimals. Hotfix has started to become available for Android users. Hotfix is to address the input issue that some players have been countering. We recommend updating this version so you can. Now, even though I did not pull up the specific post, Kabam Mike did say in a separate post today that a thank you for playing the game, although that the compensation packages are already sort of titled that, but a real one, a different one, a fairly large one maybe, for sticking with the game, for sticking with the company, is going to hit the game. Maybe it'll hit Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know. It's supposed to hit. So look out for that. We might have some compensation to talk about. Who knows? But in the meantime, we have a balance update to 7.3 global node paradox breakdown that came out of nowhere. This was a huge game-changing move that has brought up some debate we'll talk about in this video. I haven't done any 7.3 because I have chosen to, 1, be lazy, 2, be a little intimidated, and 3, spend my time working, grinding the arena, answering thousands of messages. Just choosing to spend my time elsewhere besides 7.3, even though I know I need to at least complete it, because in the next year, maybe less, I expect there to be another progressive title, and Thronebreaker will now be a Cavalier, and so on and so forth. And so I shouldn't get behind, and yet I am. All right, balance update to 7.3 global node. Greetings, summoners. A tuning update to the Paradox Breakdown node that was initially planned to be released in March is live earlier than intended, which, to me, if you're a company and you're saying something is live earlier than intended, somebody screwed up with the coding. Somebody accidentally set something that was supposed to be private to public, and that is like giving out a surprise party a month early. Now, let me be clear. Great. I think that's awesome for the players. It's the opposite of something bad. But it is kind of a, oops, this is how you're finding out about it situation for Kabam. And I apologize for not being able to communicate this to you ahead of time. I'm sorry we gave you too much good news too fast. Through the development and beta testing of Act 7 Chapter 4, we got a lot of feedback on the Paradox changes in Act 7 Chapter 3, so we decided to go back and make a tuning update. The changes made are increased max Paradox charges from 9 to 12, decreased resistance reduction from 5% to 3.5%. The new description reads, if the attacker ever has 12 or more Paradox charges at one time, all Paradox charges are removed and the attacker suffers a burst of damage equal to 200% of their modified attack. Each Paradox charge on the attacker reduces their resistances by 3.5%. Once again, we apologize for any confusion, and thank you for your understanding, which again is what Kabam sounds like when they're breaking up with you. Now, the complaint about this is obviously there are plenty of people, including some who I've featured on my channel for Crystal Opening commentary submissions this past week, who not only completed 7.3, but they explored it. And now, essentially, it's been nerfed. Now, not nerfed to the ground. It's still going to be a challenge. But am I going to have an advantage for jumping into it for the first time now? Absolutely. And if those players eventually did get some form of compensation as an apology from Kabam, or maybe as a congratulations for doing it early, I say good for them. Again, I am for pro player moves. I don't care if they don't impact me. When I talk about Alliance War needing a huge buff to so many season rewards, and also an apology for screwing over so many Android players when War went live, that's what I mean. Obviously, I'm not going to complain if I get compensation, but at the same time, I can't expect it. Now, because we got through this part of it so quickly, I do want to touch on the other issue, so I'm going to blacken the screen real quick to protect some personal stuff and get on to the next part of this. So, when I talked about the compensation package, in the second page, technically, of a response from Kabam Mike today, it is a truly historic, shall we say, amendum? Maybe a PS kind of thing? So, let's read it. This is a package, as in compensation package, to help players that are losing their game. This is in response to the Realm of Champions' very generous compensation package, especially for the best players in the game. A game that they put a lot of time and effort into. And we want them to know that they can continue their adventures in the Battle Realm with an adjustment package based on their time and investment in our sister game. Our sister, who's essentially about dead. Kind of a weird thing to call sister game when they're... Anyhow, whatever. Players of MROC are not dealing with bugs that are being addressed. This is such a, dad sitting his son down having a real tough heart-to-heart type forum post. They're dealing with their game closing. And that is not a comparison we are going to abide. Damn. We're going to continue to work on the issues that our players here are facing and even started with a compensation package to thank you all for your patience while we worked to address it and have continued to supply resources to help deal with the issues as we work to fix them. There is no comparison of appreciation because we appreciate all of our players of all of our games. We love all our kids the most, even the one that's dying. Yes. So, again, we are continuing to work on the issues that our players here are facing and even started with a compensation package to thank you all for your patience while we worked to address it. So, between a compensation package coming that I assume, we'll see, but I assume this means it should be a general compensation package, not a targeted Alliance War, Alliance Quest type compensation package. Unless he's speaking out of turn and just saying that the normal one we get essentially every Wednesday is the compensation package. That would be the ultimate letdown, wouldn't it? But I'm going to do something that has often gotten me in trouble in my life. I'm going to give Kabam the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that this is a separate compensation package that they're working on that is trying to highlight being thankful so many players still play the game. That is nice. I know I've heard so many of you saying, I'm sick of compensation packages. I just want the game to work. And I say to that, while I understand that, when the game does eventually work, you might be saying, man, I could use those Alliance Quest potions and revives about now. Man, I could definitely use those Alliance War boosts and potions and revives. So, you don't know psychologically how much you miss something until it's gone. This weekly war and Alliance Quest compensation is not going to last forever. And personally, I'm going to miss it mostly because I've got a decent amount of loyalty built up, which I never would have without doing Alliance War, and I haven't done it for years and never plan to do it again. So, 2 pro player moves in conclusion. Number 1, nerfing aspects of 7.3 and important aspects of that. And the second thing is recognizing that players deserve an additional compensation package that we assume, according to this post, Kabam is currently working on and might drop as early as this weekend, but it's always tough to know. Kabam does like to move those up sometime, so we'll see. We don't have more information on him. All I know is that anything that's pro player, I am for, and it's taken me longer than usual to cover this because there's been so much going on personally and professionally in my life today, but I got to it. I appreciate your patience. As always, Brian Shadow Strike, shout out to you for keeping me updated as well.